Pause right here. It's black to move, and Rubinstein is about to offer his queen in a way that feels impossible to accept. Do not guess, calculate what's the move, why can white not survive after it? Keep this position in mind. In this video, we'll restart from move 1 and you will see how Rubinstein builds this movement so cleanly that the queen sacrifice becomes the simplest finish. Alright, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to Queen Sacrifice Legends, episode 7. I'm Aniket, an Arena International Master. In this series, we break down real games where the Queen Sacrifice is not a stunt, it's a logical consequence of the position. Today, Rotlevi versus Rubinstein played in Lords 1907. Rotlevi was a strong Polish master known for sharp and attacking chess. Rubinstein is one of the greatest players never to become world champion, known for precise play and converting positions in a very technical, almost surgical way. For this episode, I'm leaning on the classic annotations by Carl and Dr. Savielly Tartakower. Their notes don't just tell you moves, they explain ideas where White's position starts cracking, what the real targets are, and why Rubinstein's Queen Sacrifice is actually the most practical finish. This game is only 25 moves, but it's packed. Queen Sacrifice is not the story. The story is the build up. Piece coordination, king safety, and forcing moves that make the sacrifice inevitable. If you enjoyed this real games breakdown and want more queen sacrifices like this, subscribe because this series is going to keep coming. Alright, now let's restart from move 1. As we play through it, keep that cold open position in your head. We are heading there. So let's see how the game unfolds. So here, white played d4, Rubinstein continued with d5, knight f3, that is known as the cutout variation, e6, e3, c5, c4, knight c6, knight c3, and here we are into Tarrasch defense symmetrical variation. And after knight f6, white broke the symmetry and played d takes c5. Tartakova said this is less consistent than other options such as a3, bishop d3, which is simply maintaining as long as possible the tension in the center. It's a third popular move when you just take away from the center. Usually it's not recommendable, but it's not a blunder or something. The game continues on. Black simply takes it back with a bishop. And now white played a3. Black continue with a6. b4 attacking the bishop. Bishop going back into the center, which is bishop d6. And white played bishop b2. Black simply castle. It's just the ninth move, and black has already castled. And white king is still in the center, and he has to waste one more move with the bishop before he just castle right away. So white is developing the other pieces like on the queen side instead of castling. He's trying to break the opening principle. And here white played queen d2. Here Carl said very bad place for the queen. The best continuation could be c takes d5, e takes d5, and then bishop e2 should be good for white. He should not have played queen d2. Here Tartakova said this is just a loss of time. Queen will soon have to seek a better square either on e2 or on c2, and the most useful move could have been c2 right away instead of d2. But when we analyze this game with an engine says queen d2 is a fine move. There's nothing bad with it. An engine even likes queen d2. So now let's see what happened in the game is black played queen e7. They're just moving the pieces out. Carl said a fine sacrifice of a pawn. What does it mean is here white can play c takes d5, and after e takes d5 there's a knight takes d5, and after knight takes d5 there's a queen d5. There are multiple moves which are possible. Black can play bishop e6, rook d8, and he's just fine. The game is equal, nothing major is happening, but that was the best possible reply for white, which white did not play. And here instead of c takes d5, white continued the game with bishop d3, which might be first small mistake of the game. And here Carl had said the same thing. Carl said he should have played cd5 and then ed5 and then bishop e2, which makes more sense, but he played bishop d3. And black took advantage of it and played d takes c4. Now the bishop is attacked, and now bishop has to take the pawn back. And here white simply lost a move. Firstly, he moved the bishop to d3 and then he has to take on c4, and he lost a move here. And black played b5. He won the tempo again. This is the third time bishop has to move again. He moved the bishop to bishop d3 again, and now it's been three moves. White has to keep playing with the bishop, and blacks keep developing the pieces. So now he can play bishop b7, which is absolutely fine, but black continue the game with rook d8, just putting the rook in front of queen, and good things will appear. And as Carl mentioned, now he has to move the queen. And he moved the queen right away and played queen e2, simply moving the queen out of harm's way and avoiding all the discovered attacks which are possible in the future. And black played bishop e7, just moving the pieces into the optimal squares. White simple castle. Here, Carl said it's exact same position for white and black, but black is move ahead because he's having rook d8 already, which is true. Usually, white start the game, so white should be having one extra move, but here, black is the one who is having extra move. That simply means black gained two moves, which we know. White has to play with the bishop 3 moves, and that's where white lost 2 moves. And here, game continue with knight e5, and now black has started putting the pressure onto the white king side. It's already the 15th move. In the next 10 moves, the game is going to change fully. Here, white captured the knight, knight takes e5, he captured with a bishop. If you see, bishop pair are one of the strongest piece in this whole board. Same for white and black. Both bishop pairs operational. So Tartakower said black is threatening to win a pawn. How? So black can simply take on h2, and when king takes h2, there's a queen d6 check which will connect with the bishop, and he simply gain an extra pawn. And this position is so complex, like even a normal looking move, which is rook ac1, lost on the spot. The reason is black is okay, but sacrifice the rook right away. Rook takes d3. And after queen takes, there's a knight g4. All the pieces going towards the king side. It looks like h2 is in danger and we can save it. If white try with h3, there is already a queen h4. And this knight cannot be captured because there is checkmate on h2 with the queen and bishop. And if white continue with e4, so simply closing the bishop, black is having already a great plan. Bishop h2. And after king h1, he can simply play knight f2 check. It's a fork unless white decided to give up a rook for a knight. And after queen takes, and if king takes this bishop, black takes this bishop. And it's completely winning for black. Black is having a great position here. So that is why this position is so tough to continue for white. And here, best move is either white should continue the game with h3 or rook fd1. So these are two possible options white is having. h3 is stopping knight g4 and rook d1 is stopping rook takes d3. Simple idea. But white didn't play any of the moves. And here, white played f4, which is a mistake. He's basically attacking the bishop. So bishop has to be get saved. And it looks like he has blocked the bishop, yes, but he has created one more weakness for him, which is e3. That is an backward pawn. So black continue the game with bishop c7. White can clearly see that this pawn is becoming weak. So here he played e4. But that is again a mistake. Here, black played rook ac8 using his last piece into the attack. This is the last chance. White should have played rook f3 and hope for best. But unfortunately, white played e5. Again, a mistake, and he is losing here. So pause the video here and find the best move for black. So here, the best move for black is bishop b6 check. It's a check. There's no good way to block this check. So white played king h1, and here that was the real idea of bishop b6, which was knight g4. Simply moving the knight and going for kingside attack. And it looks like that's not even possible because queen can take it. Point is, if queen takes, there's a rook takes d3. And the rook will be super active and it just lost. So that is why white didn't take the knight and white played bishop e4. He said, your bishop is super strong and I want to trade the bishops. And here, Carl has said there's no defense. White has already lost a game. And here, black played another brilliant move and played queen h4. He said, if you want to take my bishop, be my guest because I'm coming to checkmate the king right away. And obviously, pretty much all the moves from white is losing, but he should have been play h3 and hope for best. But unfortunately, he played g3, and that is a terrible move possible because he has opened his king to the same diagonal which he was trying to save it. And in this position, Carl has given us some variations, and at the end he said, beautiful are these variations the continuation in the text is still more splendid because each and every variation is completely crushing in this position. So pause your video here and find the best move for black. Finally, we got into the same position which we saw at the start of the video, and here the move was rook takes c3. He didn't even care about his queen is hanging. He did not even save it. And the idea of this move is he's eliminating the defender of the bishop on e4. That's a real point. And this rook cannot be captured because if bishop tried to capture the rook, he lost because this bishop will capture on e4 and after queen takes, there's a simple checkmate on h2. That's it. Queen got overload and it just instant resignation. So that is why this rook cannot be captured. And here, best move is bishop takes b7. That's it. This bishop is so powerful that if you want to play some more moves, white is okay to give up some more material. But unfortunately, white captured black's queen and he played c takes h4, and this is a fourth brilliant move in a row. What black played in this position is rook d2. He sacrificed his queen and then he sacrificed his first rook and now he's sacrificing his second rook. Obviously, white captured the rook. Let me give you a small example. What would happen if he will not take the rook? Let's see if queen goes back to e1, just protecting the bishop. He cannot because it's already checkmate. Rook takes h2, game over. Bishop is always protecting g1. It's over already. That means this queen cannot say no to it. This queen has to accept it. So queen capture on d2. Black played bishop takes e4 check. And king is out of moves. White king is having no moves. So he has to block with the queen. And if you're thinking, let's grab the queen and call it for a day, no. Black will lose all of his advantage. For example, if bishop takes g2, after king takes, yes, you might be thinking, oh, I'll give a check and win the bishop as well. The problem is king g3. And if you take the bishop, he'll take the knight. And you are the one who's having rook and bishop versus two rooks. Yeah, black is a bit better, but it's not winning for black anymore. Black has to do all the hard work again to win this game. So that is why you can't take the queen. And black did not take the queen. But black played here is rook h3. Gain the brilliant move. And in this position, white simply resigned the game. Point is, it's a pin. The queen cannot capture the rook, obviously. So yes, queen can capture on e4, but if he capture on e4, it's a simple checkmate on h2. So that means queen can't do anything, and all the other moves are not available. Yes, he can just play dead moves like rook f3 and waste a time, but no, he didn't try that. He simply resigned the game. So that's Rubinstein Immortal Game in just 25 moves. The takeaway is simple. Queen sacrifices work when the position is already collapsing. The king is short of defenders, and every attacking piece is perfectly coordinated. Rubinstein didn't sacrifice to be flashy, he sacrificed because it was the cleanest finish. If this helped you understand Queen sacrifices better, subscribe for the next episode and comment, did you spot the Queen sacrifice at the start of the video, or did it only make sense after seeing the build up from move 1? I will see you in the next one.